Now let's turn to another problematic neighbor, that is the Maldives. Ties between India and the Maldives have tanked over the last few months thanks to their president, Mohamed Muizzu. But now there seems to be a détente. Muizzu is coming to India this weekend to attend Prime Minister Narendra Modi's swearing-in ceremony. The invite was sent 2 days back. The confirmation came yesterday. Muizzu will be leaving for India on Saturday. It will be his first trip to India after taking office. With him will be some senior government officials. And this signals the latest shift for Muizzu, away from his anti-India rhetoric. He attempted an outreach on Tuesday when he congratulated Modi on his election victory. Look at that post. Muizzu said, "I look forward to working together to advance our shared interests," which is a far cry from his earlier stance, from his attempts to destabilize Indo-Maldivian ties. It's an old relationship. And Muizzu has done everything he could to strain it. In fact, he propelled himself to power by targeting India. He fought the presidential election on an anti-India plank, his India Out campaign. Muizzu told the Maldivian public that India was unduly influencing their country, that India had stationed troops in the Maldives. There were about 90 Indian military personnel in the country, and they had a good reason to be there. India had donated a plane and 2 helicopters to Malé for rescue and relief operations. These troops were stationed to operate and maintain the aircraft and also to help them because Maldivian personnel did not have the expertise to fly them. But Muizzu made it seem like something else, like the Indian troops were nefarious agents of New Delhi stationed there to control Malé from the shadows. The Maldivian public bought Muizzu's claim, and he won the presidency on the back of the India Out campaign. What followed was a deteriorating relationship. Muizzu forced the Indian soldiers to leave. The final batch left last month. In January, there was a diplomatic spat. 3 Maldivian ministers insulted Prime Minister Modi on social media. They were suspended, but it sparked a backlash. A boycott Maldives campaign went viral in India. It has hit the country's tourism sector, the Maldivian tourism sector. And that may have also prompted a rethink, because last month there was a change in tone. The Maldivian tourism minister made a request. He asked Indians to come visit his country. And that was not the only outreach. They also asked India for a loan extension, a rollover for debt worth $50 million. India has agreed to help, to roll over the debt, and that too interest-free. This was an olive branch by New Delhi, a signal that India was willing to let bygones be bygones for the sake of historical ties. New Delhi realizes that politics is temporary. It's the people-to-people relationship that matters. Look at Muizzu's congratulatory post again on Modi's election victory. The Indian Prime Minister responded. He said he looked forward, and I'm quoting, he looked forward to further strengthening our bilateral ties. So India has decided to take the high road, to forgive Muizzu's transgressions and focus on what is important, the age-old relationship. After this exchange, Muizzu was invited to the swearing-in ceremony and he accepted. Perhaps he now understands that unnecessary conflict is not the way to go, that there's a difference between campaigning and governing. You can spout anti-India speeches as a presidential candidate when you have little to lose. But once you win the election, you have to govern, you have to run your country, and for that, you will need help from neighbors like India. Perhaps Muizzu has finally figured that out. Although this visit may not be just about resetting ties, there could be some ulterior motives too, like money. Remember the recent Indian debt rollover we told you about? Malé is hoping that New Delhi forgives the loan altogether. But whatever the reason for this visit, we say it's a step in the right direction.
Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alison Lagrange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa. We get you the news and the newsmakers from Africa. From elections to climate change to innovations and opportunities. As the world's attention shifts, we report from Africa, the heart of the global south. Join me every weekday live on Firstpost.